Good afternoon and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 161 of 2024. And though all of us have heard of the story of Rumpelstiltskin, maybe you really don't know the story. So today that's the story that I will be telling you, fantastic as it is. Now, a very long time ago, there was a miller who milled grain for all the people in his village, but also for the king as well. And there was one day when he had audience with the king. And in order to impress the king, he told the king that his daughter was able to take straw and spin it into gold. Well, after some little bit more chit-chat with the king said to the miller, "If it really is true that your daughter is able to spin straw into gold, I would like to see it. So bring her here tomorrow, and I will put her to the test." Well, the next day, the miller, being good subject of the king, brought his daughter to the king. And the king, after, introducing himself and meeting her, talking a little bit, he said, I've heard that you have a great talent for spinning straw into gold. So I have set up a room specifically for you so that you can show us your wonderful talent. Of course, we don't need to watch, but by tomorrow morning, I expect the room full of straw to be instead a room full of gold. And if you're unable, well, being that I am king, you will die. The woman was put into this room, the castle, and all there was a spinning wheel and a bobbin. Now, she sat there and absolutely knew not what to do. How could her father be so foolish as to spin a yarn like that? After some time, feeling the consequences of what would happen when the king came and saw that she was unable to spin even a bit of the straw into gold, she began to sob and weep. After a short amount of time, however, a little funny-looking man entered the room. How he got there, she knew not, but there he was. He said, Miss Lady Miller, I've heard that you have a task very challenging indeed. Perhaps I can help you. If you can help me, said the miller's daughter, I would be so grateful. What can you give me if I help you? Said the little man. I can give you this beautiful necklace. And indeed, she had a beautiful pearl necklace around her neck. The little man agreed, took the necklace and put it on himself and sat down at the spinning wheel. 3 turns of the wheel and the straw that was upon it had turned into gold around the bobbin. He put it aside and did another and another and another until all of the straw in that room had been spun into that precious metal, gold. He left. In the morning, when the king came and opened the door, he was, in our more modern terms, blown away that all the straw had been turned into gold. The miller's daughter was allowed free rein in the castle, ate some meals, but the king had informed her that the next evening she would have a bigger task than she had had that night, for he was a greedy one and wished only to have more of that precious metal. So after a day of freedom, the princess was put back into another room, only this time there was at least double the amount of straw to weave into gold. She sat and knew not what to do. for this little man had not taught her a single thing. And so once again, she began to cry. We'll leave her there.